Hey, in this episode of Breaking a Million Live, I'm going to sit down with Brandon from Vinyl Moon. Now, Vinyl Moon is a vinyl subscription that they send out monthly. Some people call it a Vinyl of the Month Club. And it's super popular amongst people who are trying to discover new things. And in this episode, we get really clear on the story he's going to tell. And it's super cool how I love getting to a place where when we do this messaging workshop with these Shopify store owners, I get to a place where we say, how do we talk about the product from unaware to product aware to solution, or from unaware to problem aware to solution aware without even mentioning any products. And I love if we can get to a place in solution aware where we actually aren't recommending ourselves as the solution, because I feel like that comes from a place of actually giving and helping the customer. And a lot of brands miss that. And I think then when you start from that place, you earn attention of the people that you actually want to serve, so that you have the right to be able to talk to them about your product or service. And we do that exactly in this episode of Breaking a Million Live. Now, if you want to be on Breaking a Million Live, the best way to do it, and really the only way to do it, is to join the Breaking a Million Collective. It's my free group for Shopify store owners like you who are trying to break $1 million a year, your first $1 million. On Breaking a Million Live, what I'll typically do is break down your plan for how you can get to breaking $1 million a year. And we deep dive into one of the 6 areas of scale that I focus on whenever I help a brand. Everything from mindset to the funnel, all the way to the scaling side of things. So if you want to be on Breaking a Million Live and see what it would take for your store to break 1 million a year, go ahead and apply down below to my free community. The reason I have you apply is because I want to make sure that we keep the group filled with high quality people who are serious about growing their store, because there's nothing worse than a bunch of people in a group and nobody's engaged. I've seen a lot of those in school and in Slack, and I just want to make sure that we keep ours very high quality, adds tons of value to you, and that you can actually add value to the group as well. So I can't wait for you all to watch this episode. It's a messaging masterclass, and we really get into it, especially with a product like a vinyl subscription box or vinyl subscription club. That's not something that any of us really sign up for, regularly. So when you have to walk the market through this in an unaware stage, it's really delicate on how we explain it so that they don't get confused, and we can to basically take people from the unaware stage all the way to buying our product. So can't wait to do this one. I loved getting to hang out with Brandon and create it, and he has a super cool product, vinylmoon.co, if you are into trying new experiences and ultimately slowing down a little bit. All right, peace. I'll see you in this episode.
Hi, my name is Brandon Bogajevich. My store is Vinyl Moon. It is a vinyl record subscription club. Started a little over 10 years ago, and we do is a sort of box of the month style club, but that box is a mixtape of new music, and all the vinyl packaging is original artwork from different visual artists every month. So it's new music discovery on vinyl and sort of original artwork, really deluxe packaging experience in terms of the packaging of the mixtape. So very much a love letter to new music and art sent out to our members every month.
Awesome. Cool. What we'll do first, we're going to go into kind of the strategy session on the messaging. So for context, me and Brandon were chatting and just kind of catching up, and we're talking about just how to make good ads and have good advertising. And ultimately, I think we're like in an era where I'm sure I'll hop back on here. We're in an era where like media buying is not the main thing. I figured you just got disconnected for a second there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying we're in an era now where like media buying isn't like it used to be. Like if you knew how to set your ads up right, you would just crush because everything was like so much easier. Now I feel like we're in an era where you actually have to tell a compelling story, kind of pre-qualify people before they click and make sure they know like what they're getting into. And even more so with Vinyl Moon, because before this episode, you probably have never heard of something like this. And so it's always like the first time somebody understands something or hears about something, that then you have to like kind of walk them through the journey. And the way I do messaging, I used to do it with like Story Brand, and that kind of says like, here's the hero's journey. Here's all the things they need to go through to get to the other side. but I feel like that it doesn't speak to the levels of awareness of the market. And so using what's called the levels of awareness by Eugene Schwartz, there's like 5 levels. You go through, and I'll share my screen, kind of what we're going to build out today. But you go through, I know every person goes through this in every kind of market. There's unaware, then you go to problem aware, so you're like aware that there is a problem, solution aware, and then product aware and most aware. And if we don't take time to clarify this, then it becomes really difficult to then say, like, to people who are outside of ourselves that know it intuitively, to then communicate to them, like, here's how you do this. So for example, Brandon's working with an agency, and in order for them to be successful and to hit their goals, they need to know how to tell that story. And a lot of times it's hard as founders because we know it intuitively, but then getting that story out. And then a lot of times in that process, we realize, like, actually, I have a lot of conflicting ideas of the story. And so in order for us to clarify that, we're going to kind of lay this out. And truthfully, when it comes to ads, with us being more like broad targeted these days and it not being like top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, very specific, we almost have to create ads that are for unaware 100% of the time in paid. That's what I found, at least. And my goal is to take someone from unaware to solution aware in 10 seconds. And so what we're going to do is that will feed into how we write scripts. That will feed into a pre-sale page, which I'm going to do another episode with Brandon on, just like building out the pre-sale page. And on that pre-sale page, it will take them from unaware to being most aware, so that by the time they hit our product page, they're like, okay, I know why I'm here. I see why that offer makes sense. I'm ready to go. And this is just a systematized way, essentially, to do what naturally happens over time with a lot of brands, is they begin to inject a lot of the authenticity, which I know, Brandon, you've done now with Vinyl Moon. I feel like more than ever, where we had worked together like years back, and I think Vinyl Moon still felt like more corporate, for lack of a better term, and now it feels very personal. Like there's like your personality into it. I think it's like a lot of these pieces, naturally. So I like doing these with founders because I feel like it's easier to talk it out. And then we say, oh, that's it. No, actually, this is it. Okay, that's it right there. And then we can get the essence on here. So when we're done with this, we'll have these boxes filled. And I'll just call this the narrative that we kind of tell. And essentially, it'll be the story from top down. And then that will inform kind of the next piece we do, where we come up with ad concepts. We'll make a little GPT with it, with feeding it this information so that it knows the story. And then when we write copy, build landing pages, and build ads, it'll really be talking like us. So for unaware, let's pretend that somebody doesn't know anything about us. Well, actually, here's how we'll do it. We'll be more conversational, and I'll kind of fill these in as we're chatting. So what is the problem we're solving with Vinyl Moon?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I think that's one of the challenging ones to answer, because Vinyl Moon isn't solving a problem that anybody thinks about or is aware of. So
Yep.
Nobody goes online to search for, show me the best mixtape style vinyl record club with original artwork packaging. Like, that's not the problem people are aware of. I think that, what it sort of can solve is people who are new to vinyl and are a bit overwhelmed by their new hobby. They find record stores maybe overwhelming, or they find the breadth of records available. Where do I start?
Yep.
I think that it solves a problem for people who are looking for an experience more than a product. So, an activity, a date night, something to come in their home every day, every month. And it's something, an at-home kind of activity that's not online, not the internet, not streaming, something a little more intentional. So I think, that's where Vinyl Moon's solving kind of like these adjacent problems with a unique solution, but never quite, it's not a specific, like, I need pants. I have no pants. I need pants. Or I don't have a jacket. I need a jacket, kind of thing.
Yeah. So are we going after the newbie, or do we want to, because I imagine it's people that are new to vinyl looking for an experience. Is that it? Or because if they're already into vinyl, they're probably in another club, right?
Well, that's certainly one of the markets. And I think, like, kind of going back to the OG, like, personas, I think over the years, I've started to understand more about what that means. When in the past, agencies or marketers like you said, what are your personas? I'm like, I don't know what that means. I think I understand that more now. The different, like the newbie to vinyl is one kind of persona, and talking to them, I think is a little bit different than someone who maybe is like been into vinyl for years, but maybe is a little burnt out on collecting, or maybe they have all their favorites and they still enjoy the hobby, but they don't really know where to go next. I think the journey of someone being into vinyl is obviously it's unique to every person, but there are some beats that I think are similar. There's those early days excitement. You want to buy a lot of stuff. You're maybe intrigued by the bargain bin at the record store, and then you start filling up your shelves. You run out of space, and you start getting a little more selective, and you want something unique or special.
Yeah.
And then you maybe you've been collecting for years and years, and you're like, I don't know, do I still love this thing? Start questioning, like, is this just something that's taking up space? Should I just be streaming instead? And so you're looking for maybe something to like reignite that spark in the medium. Because you've done it all, you've seen it all when it comes to vinyl. So you're looking for something fresh and new. So I think maybe those are like the three, I don't know, biggest personas. And I think we could maybe start with any one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say like, even if I would love to be able to come up with a narrative for kind of like all of them. And I love that people are getting to see this, because like we're here, and easily in messaging, you can just go like, I don't know, let's just grab for what's the easiest thing. And it's like for people who want an experience, and it's like, that's not really telling it yet. So I feel like if we go, let's try to craft a narrative just for everybody in general, and then we can make it more specific as we go. And I think you make it, I think you make it more specific as we get into product aware of like specifically what does the product do for them, whether it's when we get into that. But for unaware when people are unaware, for example, I sold a toothpaste, and I think I shared with you, like we talked about, it was a fluoride-free toothpaste, but instead of just jumping to that or even jumping to the problem, which is like it's harmful for you with a lot of the ingredients it has, most toothpaste have, we started with unaware about your oral health being connected to your body health, whole body health. So for unaware, the narrative here, can it be something around your life is a collection of the experiences that you have and the emotions felt in those experiences? Is that like kind of more, it's more soft and mushy, but it's at the top of like, I feel like that's kind of where Vinyl Moon fits in. And I use Vinyl Moon and like have it playing, and it just enhances the everyday life experience, I feel like.
Definitely. And I think that's a definitely a good umbrella approach to it. I think Vinyl Moon, one of the ways I describe it to try to simplify it to people who are like, well, what is it? I'm like, it's really an experience more than a product. Vinyl Moon is an experience, but it's trapped in a product's body. And so at its core, that is what we're, what we're selling is an experience. It just happens to be a product, but it is something that is, like you said, it is something that's meant to be experienced intentionally, which is different than, something you just like buy on Temu or buy on Amazon, and now you have it, and it's just like you own it, and that's like, okay, great, now I have this thing. So I think leaning into the broader experience thing and the intentionality of like, everyone, that's relatable to everybody, that feeling of like, I want experiences more than items.
Yeah. I almost think that maybe that's unaware, is like experiences, like, I don't even know how to say it. It's like we're almost saying things own us, but we own experiences, like something like that.
Yeah.
Like that is the unaware, like vibe, I would say, that like we're trying to hit at the very top. And for people that feel that, it's like, dude, that's me.
Definitely. I think the little tricky, because ultimately this is a thing.
True.
But I know what you mean. And I think maybe even something that is sort of universally felt these days among most people is like the internet's a cesspool. Being like eternally online, whether it's streaming or Spotify or TikTok or whatever, is like not good for our mental health. It's not good for our community. It's not good for interpersonal relationships. Like where we've ended up, where the internet has taken us in 2025 is not necessarily a great place, or certainly needs to be navigated with caution. And anything that can kind of like give us a little bit of a separation from that barrage of dopamine stimulus, online, is maybe a healthy break. So I think there might be something in the unaware of like, offline experiences, experience things offline. Because right now
I
everyone's
love
like,
that.
oh, I want to stream a movie, I want to stream a TV show, I want to like look at travel videos on YouTube, or I want to
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like all these experiences of modern life are still run through the internet, which is ultimately controlled by algorithms and unethical business practices and all kinds of, all the nasty stuff we know, but we try to forget about on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's huge. Like that's kind of the problem. The problem is almost this like ultimately if our life is a collection of the experiences we've had, we were never designed to spend those online, solely online. Like that's the problem. Um
Maybe that's something like, I think algorithm is another word that's sort of universally understood, like escape the algorithm, or,
yeah.
live life outside the algorithm, or,
Yeah.
exit the algorithm, something there where it's like, oh, okay, I get that. That's a problem. That's just, I think, a relatable problem that people feel like, oh, like everything I'm being, YouTube, Spotify, Netflix, like, um,
But so much of our lives is controlled by an algorithm these days.
yeah. So at
It's
least you can let
driven.
another human let another
Okay.
human control it. So
Yeah.
you're going to be controlled. You might as well let a human do it.
Yeah. So our lives are the collection of experiences we've had, or is it we weren't intended to spend this much of our time online.
Yeah.
So like which one do you feel like is like the better, like up there, more like ethereal, like is it our lives is a collection of our life is a collection of the experiences we've had? Cuz I like that one versus starting with that negativity already of like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I like that one. I like positive. I like the positive angle more than negative, for sure. I think that might just be something, some little tweak that a life is a collection, because that still to me that feels like too just woo woo broad, like,
Yeah.
every brand, even like shoe brands, can be like, life is a collection of experiences by Nike.
Yeah.
it, and
Yep.
so I wonder if there's something that makes a little more of a statement while not being.
I almost feel like if we go into music, like our life
Yeah,
is is a collection of the songs we've heard.
yeah, yeah, or
Like
yeah,
there's a soundtrack, like every season of life has like a soundtrack of your life. But I'm trying to start even away from music and more
right,
so in like this is an experience. Like this is for people. It's for people who want like an emotion, not just an outcome. Is like they wanna feel something. And maybe that's more of it is like um yeah, I'm just trying to think.
maybe like something with experience and discovery. I mean, at the core of Vinyl Moon is discovery, new music discovery, and art discovery, and I think that's something people are hungry for. And so maybe that's something that can be phrased without negativity,
Yeah.
but sort of like, experience discovery in a new way, or something like that. That word discovery is something that's a little more unique to Vinyl Moon, but not so specific to just music or art.
Um and then the solution is something around an algorithm designed. What if it's something like a life well lived is one full of experiences and discoveries made? Something like that. Like it's like we all I think ultimately it's like we want to have a life that we're like a life well lived, but also just moments well lived, evenings well lived, and like things where we're like, oh yeah, I feel recharged because I had a good weekend and listened to some good music, had some good wine, some good food with some good friends. Like that's where maybe that's not everybody, but I feel like that's where Vine and Moon fits in, is like good people coming over, good food. We're making it. We're not like ordering takeout, eating in front of the TV and just playing Vinyl Moon. Like, but some people may
Yeah.
like, but I feel like it's like,
Yeah, well, I think you've definitely touched on another aspect of a club a club experience. I think is important, which is that it is not infinite choices. I think the internet promised infinite choices, and I think once we as society got infinite choices, we realized that that's actually not that fun, and there's a nostalgia for sort of shared discovery.
mm,
Being on the same page and discovering the same things at the same time as other people. And I think that's what a club provides. Spotify is like, you can find your own individual taste of one, but once you get there, you look up and you're like, there's no one else here. you know
yeah,
and a club, whether back in the day it was radio stations. It was like everyone in your town listened to the same radio station, your friends listened to the same radio station, and there was a lot of like community spirit that came from like knowing the same songs. And I think in a way that's something that Vinyl Moon is trying to bring back, that feeling of like shared discovery, to like discover new things with other humans, not discover new things all by yourself on your computer alone in your room you
yeah,
know
yeah. Like a good life is a collection of is made up of discoveries made and experiences had together with other people.
yeah.
Like is is made up of. So something like that. I feel like that's like the unaware, where it's not even talking about music or vinyl or anything. And it's like at that level, if somebody believes that, they're more likely
Yeah.
to also be bought into the next piece with, yet so much of our lives is controlled by an algorithm these days, an algorithm designed um, for business outcome. I don't like the business outcome piece, but like
Yeah.
algorithm is like, I don't know how to say it. Like basically, it's not meant to maximize your life experience. The algorithm,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think we can remove the second sentence, because I think algorithm is
it's
doesn't
yeah,
even need elaboration, because it's so sort of beautiful blank canvas that everyone already agrees is negative for different reasons.
yep.
So we may not
Um,
even need to like specify.
Perfect. And then solution aware. So, um, I would say something around like, this is where we talk about music being. I don't know how we go with this one. Solution aware is like where you say, oh, there is a solution to this, and
Yeah.
we can go into like, it's not Vinyl Moon yet. We hit Vinyl Moon here, so
Right.
me Vinyl Moon.
Yeah.
I think this solution aware is more around, um, or even if we position as like, what if there was a way to combine making new discoveries, having experiences, and doing it with other people, and like all from your house? Like that's kind of what I see being here.
Yeah. 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 What if there's a way to discover new music offline?
Yeah. Do you say that already, or does Spotify say something like that? They say like something offline.
Well, I think they have like save for offline use or whatever, or download, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a key term that they use. It might be a make available offline. Like, I mean, there is some sort of like cloud lingo for like make available offline, um,
Mhm.
make discovery available offline. I don't know, something like.
So it's so much of our lives are controlled by an algorithm these days. Solution is, what if we said something, because I want to weave it from problem, is like, but good music doesn't require an algorithm, and something along those lines, like discovering good music doesn't require an algorithm.
Or algorithms don't build community.
Mm,
I think that could be another one, because I think there is like a broader understanding of a lack of community. Like so many people are feeling like that they don't have community right now. It's this crisis of community.
But algorithms don't build community, and then the solution is discovering new music offline. That's really that's like the solution.
Yeah.
It's almost though like I almost would say that that is it's like that's more of that. Like here is like solution of like having it, the solution almost has to fit the busyness of life. Like if this is true, the only reason that we couldn't have that isn't just because of the algorithm, but it's like the busyness of life and the algorithms. I feel like the problem has to be both, because if it's just the
Mm.
algorithm, you could just
Yeah.
not be on, but like you get caught up in the day-to-day hustle. And so like
Yeah.
the solution then becomes
That's a good point.
you
Yeah.
know, like
Algorithm might be too like niche specific to an algorithm aware audience, but busyness of life and not having enough time, I think, yeah, is a much bigger bucket of
yeah.
awareness. Yeah.
Um life tends to what is it? Life tends to um it almost like it's like life tends to make us feel like discoveries, experiences, and people aren't the priority anymore. Or like
Mm.
they like life gets so busy that those things take a back seat. And like that's ultimately how I feel like Vinyl Moon solves is like they help you reprioritize living a life with discovery, experiences, and people. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Um the busyness of life, crowds, or makes it easy to um skip having living this way. I feel like it's something like that. But the busyness of life makes it easy to skip living this way.
Hmm.
Like it's very just simple, and it's like going to like it's almost now we've made a problem where we've revealed the problem that is already there, and it's just busyness.
Yeah.
It's an
Yeah.
antidote to busyness, really, is like kind of what I feel
Yeah.
like.
I mean, I
Yeah.
wonder if there's even like a tighter phrasing that might work. Like, life moves too fast for meaningful experiences.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
slow down and discover more deeply, more richly. I don't know, slow down, because that idea of slowing down. Move too fast, slow down. That's like a nice like uh, pairing that
Yeah.
I think like people find. And then could say the internet moves too fast, or internet life, but yeah, just life moves too fast. I think and that's nice, and like just umbrella.
Yeah.
It's an
That's
umbrella
that's
sentiment that I think people are like,
yes.
yeah, that's me. That's a problem.
Yeah, for sure. I would just remove even algorithms is like
Yeah.
because I feel like once you've done these two, then you go, oh, I get why this would be cool to like not be on Spotify and
Yeah.
just
Right.
like you make it to where it's like you do like the 8 Mile where you're just like, I said it all already. So like you saying anything else is like it just doesn't make sense. If you're like, well, I could just get it on Spotify. So you missed the message, man. Like you missed
Yeah.
it. So I feel
Yeah.
like
Right.
if we said a good life is made of discoveries, um, discoveries and experiences had with other people. Life moves too fast for us to slow down. Um, yeah, that's the problem. And then what if, and then,
Or what slow, I mean, I feel like something in problem aware, something with human experiences, because I think that's part of what's being mentioned in unaware. I mean, I don't know. And again, you tell me
yeah,
if I'm
no, keep
following
going.
along right. But
Yeah.
The human, it's like something that touches on the human experiences of like connecting with other people. Other people.
I would almost say it's like we're, as people, we weren't designed to go nonstop 24/7. Like that's almost like the problem.
Yeah.
That's like,
Would that line, life moves too fast for us to slow down, would that also work in unaware, or is that something, because I almost like
that could work. That could work in underwear.
like the tightness of that phrase feels like a real like punchy kind of opening that maybe like combining those two, like life moves too fast for us to slow down, or modern life moves too fast for meaningful discoveries and experiences, or I don't know, something even like combining the two.
Yes.
And then problem aware, because I almost feel like we don't mention slow down until problem aware. It's like life moves too fast for meaningful discoveries and experiences. Problem aware then is like, we need to slow down.
Yes. And then problem aware is like a reminder to slow down, and then solution aware, or like this one, hold on, this is we need a reminder to slow down. And this is like, and this isn't what we'll say, but it's like an orange light, a stop sign, a speed bump. Like these are all reminders to slow down. And I'm just talking, we kind of see where we get to, is like Vinyl Moon is that for the human soul. It's like, it's just a reminder to slow down. Like,
or what about like a way to slow down? And so instead of like a reminder, it's like a solution, a pathway.
It's a monthly reminder to take it slow. Like something like that. And then we go into what it is more so, but and we can come back to that, but at least we're like connecting it to it's moving too fast. And even in our edits, we could go like fast in the beginning, and then it's like Vinyl Moon, put the record on slow. And it's like, that's like essentially what I feel when I have it. I'm swirling wines, looking for tannins. I'm like doing things differently as I have Vinyl Moon on than when it's just like playing. Versus if I'm just like, put on a Spotify song and then just do an AI mix and then just do this and that. It's like, dude, I don't even know who I'm listening to anymore. Versus I'm looking at the record, or I'm looking at the art. We're pulling things out. We're building the little thing if there's one in there. Like,
yeah. I like that.
Cool. So these two are the ones we need to kind of massage together. So it's like, problem is a reminder to slow down. Problem is, I think the problem is nobody will ever tell you need to slow down. Most people it's only your job to do that.
Right.
No,
so
nobody
society,
will
it's like
ever tell
society
you to do
doesn't.
less.
Something like, we don't value slowing down, or because there is something in like, the problem is that modern life is not built for slowing down.
It's not, man. So like, society won't ever tell you to slow down. Tell you it's okay.
It's okay. So
dude, that's like, and then it's like and then solution begins to go, but what if you had an excuse to slow down?
Or permission to slow down.
You don't need permission to slow down.
Or we give you permission to slow down. Because I was almost thinking about that idea, or acts, if we don't want to talk about the product yet,
that's what I'm trying to do. Just keep it like
solution aware is like, give yourself permission to slow down.
Yes.
I almost was thinking
I
that
love
idea of permission in the product to where like a monthly reminder, because I feel like reminder has a negative connotation for me about like phone reminders or appointment reminders. And so like thinking about
yeah.
instead of reminder, permission or ticket, like a monthly ticket to slow down, a monthly permission to
Oh,
slow down, or something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because ticket is also tied to
Yeah, music
experiences, I think.
and music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Sweet.
concerts,
And it's
theater.
like, dude, this is the antithesis of like, I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm just using it, but like, it's like the
Yeah.
opposite of having to, not that a concert isn't good or movies aren't good, but like that also involves, especially for me, like babysitter, this, that, planning, coordinating, going, doing like this, that's not slowing down even with that.
Yeah. Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's cool though, but like, it's just, yeah. I'm going to say like Vinyl Moon is your monthly ticket to take it slow. And then I think that's where we can do like, this is where we hit on what it is. Is it monthly or quarterly? I forget.
Monthly.
Oh yeah, monthly. And like one more, and then that's where we go into USPs. But like, how would you
Yeah.
say it's like a monthly vinyl club curated by real humans or something like that?
Yeah, a monthly music and artwork vinyl club.
A way to experience and discover new music and artwork every month. Monthly.
Yeah, I could even say a unique way, because I feel like that's one of the calling out the uniqueness.
A unique way to experience and discover new music and artwork monthly from your home or from your home each month. I just think that's important because people might think it's a music pass or something like
Yeah,
they don't know at that level yet.
yeah.
So that's where we talk about product, and then it's like the benefits are almost like after states is discover new music offline. Offline, almost like that. That's like, and then any other unique things that we'd put in just from the website. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. Does that statement resonate? Like if we say Vinyl Moon's your monthly ticket to take it slow, a unique way to experience and discover new music offline and artwork. No, that feels
I would change take it slow to just slow down, because then it
okay.
matches the other phrasing.
I love that. This feels clunky. And you could and to
Yeah.
experience and discover
I'd say offline and new music and artwork
like that. Experience
experience.
one
I would
what
say
is it? Indie
unique
artwork?
I would say a unique way to discover new music and art. Discover artwork and new music.
Okay.
Discover artwork and new music. Period. Maybe period.
Yes.
Delivered to your door every month. Something like that.
Yes. And
Or even delivered to you every month. We don't need to bring the door into it.
I love that. I love just like making it more succinct.
Yeah.
And so then a unique way to discover the artwork and music, is it, can we say new music on vinyl? And then do we say for artwork, is it indie or I forget what's the word, like independent
I
artist?
mean,
Or does that
independent
not
is a
matter?
good word. Independent is a good word. It's not technically 100% correct, because some of the
Okay.
artists are signed to a label, which is technically not independent. But Vinyl Moon as a company is independent. We are not, so, a unique Vinyl Moon is your, I think it's slow down.
What if is it saying something like, but and new music from artists and we wouldn't put this because it's a lot, but like from artists you've never heard of, but are guaranteed to love. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I think the independent part would go in most aware, because then it's like once someone understands the beats of product aware, then
yes,
they're gonna have some of these common pushbacks of like, oh, this is just some major label shill company, or why would I want to, so there's discovering, some of the things on the website are like it independently owned and curated since 2015, some things like that I think are like helpful phrases to position Vinyl Moon amongst other soulless music discovery entities.
yes. So is it discover music you've never heard of? Um, discover artists you've never heard of. Um,
Experience vinyl packaging
yes.
like like never before, or you've never dreamed of. I think discover music you've never heard of, experience vinyl packaging you've never dreamed of, and created by independently curated by humans for humans, something like that.
Okay. Discover artists you've never heard of on vinyl. Do we need to say on vinyl? No, huh? Or
no, it's
yeah.
I think if people don't understand that part, they'll figure it out when they get to the website,
Boom. And then this is most aware is where we usually put an offer. So we'll usually put like an evergreen offer. Is that the save up to X% plus free gifts, or save up to X amount of dollars plus free gift? Do you have like an evergreen offer like that if we do like the annual?
The evergreen at the moment is the same one that's on the website now, which is like up to $193 in gifts. I mean, up to $100 in gifts. Up to 190, sorry.
$190?
Yeah, I mean, and maybe we need to just add like $10 to that to get it over 200, but that's what it is right now.
Join today to get $200 in free gifts.
Yeah, and we said up to.
Okay. To get up to $200 in free gifts. And then your first order ships this Friday. Is that, how do we say it? I say that on mine just because I do a bonus box and then we ship it. And just so that the expectation is there, I just feel like it's very helpful for people to know that.
Yeah. First order, first box ships now. First order ships now. Yeah. We ship the first ones immediately.
Okay. So join today. Join today to get up to $200 in free gifts. What is that? Is that, what are the free gifts? Is it free vinyls?
Yeah, so it is basically like welcome gifts. We have like the annual package. You get a slip mat, which is like $15. You get free shipping, which is $60 over the year, and then you get 4 records, two previous mixtapes and 2 alumni albums. So all together, you could even say, because it technically is free gifts and discounts, because free shipping, although free shipping, it's like, do you call free shipping a gift? Do you call it a discount?
I think free shipping plus welcome gifts.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the language we've been using is just, unlock up to $200 in gifts gifts and discounts, because it's like getting into the specifics of what they are.
Yeah,
I think are not as valuable for for the vinyl community. Like the free shipping. I mean, I don't know. I would hate for someone to.
Is the free shipping part of the $200 value?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I can do that. Yeah. Because I know free shipping on first order is different than free shipping for every returning as well.
No, yeah, but that's what it is. It's free shipping like forever.
Oh.
It's free club shipping, so it's like all your records are shipped for free.
Can we say free shipping, a free welcome gift plus free shipping for life?
Yeah.
I think that's a nice, like, clean offer. It's like discover
Mm.
artists you've never heard of, experience vinyl packaging you've never dreamed of, and independently curated by humans for humans.
Join today. So the welcome gift pack, it's 190, which is comprised of $60, which is the free shipping. So it technically would be like 130
I'll
welcome
do
gift pack
this.
plus free shipping for like, yeah.
So that, like, it just succinctly shows the offer. And then obviously if you just
Mhm.
tweak it to 10 more dollars, but then now that's
Sure.
my urgency. And so now this
Yeah.
is kind of how I tell the story, and we can make little scripts with this around, like, we'll do the landing page with this copy and things like that, where it just weaves in this narrative of like how people are slowing down in 2025 and beyond,
Yeah.
or 2026 or whatever it is. Um, and it's um yeah, so it'd be like modern life moves too fast for us to slow down to have discoveries and experiences with other people. Um, but society and plus society, um, and society won't ever tell you it's okay to slow down. That feels like it doesn't go, but let's see. So modern life moves too fast for us to slow down. Uh,
I mean, I would even remove, as a modern life moves too fast to have, I would
oh
take out
yeah,
the for us to slow down, to have discoveries and experiences. Yeah. That would be more.
like what if we did that, or did you say have?
To have,
Okay. Modern
trying to,
life moves too fast to have discoveries and experiences with other people. But society plus, I'll say plus society won't ever tell you it's okay to slow down. Give yourself permission to slow down. I think that's the solution is, yeah, give yourself permission to slow down. Vinyl Moon is your monthly ticket to slow down. I almost feel like solution aware has to be something of like, it is giving yourself permission to slow down, but it's like, but society won't ever tell you it's okay to slow down. Um, I almost feel like, okay, it's problem is society won't tell you it's okay to slow down. Solution is there. It is giving permission, but it's almost like there's a. I like when I think of solution, I think of like if they don't even need to buy our product, we want to tell them what are other ways you can do to kind of like reclaim that reclaim the unaware state. It's like you
yeah,
could go to like music,
yeah,
food, travel, all of that stuff is the
right.
solution to the problem, but also
Yeah.
Vinyl Moon is another solution. Like
Maybe,
truthfully,
yeah, maybe something like getting offline is the first step to slowing
yes.
down. Something like
Yes.
that.
I love that. That's the solution.
Yeah.
Whether it's going out to dinner, catching, and I'll shorten this down, but catching a
Yeah.
movie or discovering new music. Um or getting offline is the first step to slowing down. Boom. I love that. That was
Yeah.
like that was an unlock.
Yeah. That feels good because I realized like kind of what this has been really helpful because it's made me realize like part of what we're framing is like a sales pitch for vinyl as a medium to discover music.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and because I think a lot of people, I think about this a lot, but I haven't really married it properly with Vinyl Moon. And it's like there's a lot of like I assume that people that are into vinyl are into it for the same reasons that I am, and then obviously that's not correct. People are into it for a bunch of different reasons. But like one of the most powerful things about records, separately from YouTube or Spotify or whatever, is like you have to do it slowly. It slows you down,
Yeah.
um, and it's like it's inconvenient, it's expensive, it's illogical, it's fragile. There's a million reasons why it's dumb, but most important, but the main reason why it's great and unique, and why I think a lot of people consciously or unconsciously are into vinyl, is that it slows them down. It gets them offline. And so, I think even people that are like deep vinyl heads might not have framed it in this way. And so I think like what I'm feeling here is kind of like unlocking a real like aha moment, even for people that are super into vinyl, where it's like, oh damn, yeah, records are offline. Like, this is why I love records, And
Yes.
I think that's a really powerful sentiment to tap into, where people are like, they're reading and they're like, yeah, I love that I'm into records. I love records. I thought I
Yeah.
loved records this morning. I thought I loved records, and now I love them even more.
Yes.
Like that's a cool
Yeah.
feeling to evoke.
And I want to make like, remember that video I made where we were in the house and it was just my
Yeah.
wife in the, like, I just love making content like that where like I feel like we can do infinite stuff of people slowing down. Like I did one of these earlier today where it's with a journal brand. But I think like if we just call it slowing down, like we do a content series where you just show people slowing down with Vinyl Moon music over it of like past records, just to give them a little vibe. And it's like these 30-second clips of people just slowing down. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the organic content series that you make.
Yeah.
And then that
Yeah.
is the ad, right? It's like, it's that's remarketing, but
Yeah.
prospecting is more like it goes through all this. And then when they hit the pre-sale page, which we're going to do in the next session, is like that's where we get into the nitty-gritty. But this is typically right here, these 3 stages is what I see as organic content. And these days
Right.
I've seen it more and more where it's like, even I'm doing it for my own stuff, like coaching people, is like organic is just going to fuel whatever works well there. Is then I would take it and I boost it as a post ID with engagement optimized stuff in on the paid side. But it's just testing every day new stuff like this. And ultimately you could have somebody who has access to a library of our music for Vinyl Moon, has the sounds, and then just does these slowing down clips. And you could have them
Yeah.
do organic social. And then anything that wins there, you give that to your paid team, and then they can take those and run them.
Yeah.
And that's
I
like the
like that.
content flywheel.
And I like that idea of a video that starts with slowing down before you even see the product. But it's like, laptop closing, phone put on silent, face
Yes.
down on the table,
Yes.
phone charger cable in the drawer, all these things that like it's a universal language for like unplugging, that people are like, oh, what's going on here? Someone's
Yes.
doing a lot of things that are signifying disconnecting, do not disturb. Yeah.
Yes. It's literally like I just see somebody. I'm gonna put it on music right here. Or on this one, I literally see the content being like, it's just like somebody sitting there and they're just sitting there, like reading a journal or reading a book, and they're just doing this. And it's just the vinyl playing.
Yeah.
And they're just slowing down. Like that's, I think, the content.
Yeah.
Like you're essentially selling that moment of like, hey, I'm getting to slow down. I have here's my excuse. I'm just gonna chill and do that this evening. Like I'm just listening to some records.
Yeah.
So I think that's key. So this now feels, I feel like it's 90% of the way there. Let me do it one more time. So modern life moves too fast to have discoveries and experiences with other people.
I would even throw in, what do you think about throwing in like meaningful discoveries and experiences?
Yeah.
Because I think that's maybe one of that differentiator.
Meaningful discoveries of people. Society won't ever tell you it's okay to slow down. Whether it's going out to dinner, catching a movie, or going for a walk, getting offline is the first step to slowing down. I feel like we can weave this into here. Society won't ever tell you it's okay to slow down. Like going out to dinner, catching a movie, or going for a walk. I almost feel like that's the problem, is like you have to the problem is like it won't give you like, there's no alert on the human soul that goes, hey, like, or like it's not like I don't know, this is extreme, but it's like, like when somebody passes and you're just like, somebody passed away, like my neighbor passed away like 2 years ago. And I'm like, society doesn't stop, and
Yeah.
sometimes we have rough days and it just keeps going. And it's
Yeah.
just like, that's the problem. It's like, you need that time to just be like, I'm going to reset. It's almost like a
Yeah.
ritual. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, like taking time to go out to dinner, catching a movie, or going for a walk. Getting offline is the first step to slowing down. And then Vinyl Moon is your monthly ticket to slow down. Okay, and then it's a Moon is your monthly ticket to slow down, a unique way to discover artwork and new music, delivered to you every month. Delivered every month. Can we just say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Discover artists, boom, boom, boom. Okay, that feels tight now. Modern experiences move too fast, have meaningful discoveries and experience with other people. Society won't ever tell you it's okay to slow down. Like taking time to go out to dinner, taking time to go to dinner, catching a movie, or going for a walk. Getting offline is the first step to slowing down. That's like that's like the statement right there. I feel like. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Does this feel like 80-90% of the way there for you?
I think so. Yeah. I think the problem aware lines are like the ones that, or the unaware and problem aware are the ones that I feel like I'd still want to massage, but the bones are there. It's just, the sort of like playing with some of
Mm-hmm.
the words.
Yep.
Because part of what I wonder if there isn't room for is something in the problem aware that's like, that talks about the internet, like society won't ever tell you to slow down. The internet wants all your attention forever, sort of like almost like a 1-2 punch of like, society
Yes.
won't ever tell you to slow down. Because I think society won't ever tell you to slow down might be too obtuse for like everyone to like be like, oh, I got that. Like that
I
might
think
not resonate already.
to speed up, like plus algorithms are designed to steal your attention.
Yeah.
Something along the like plus algorithms make it worse. What if we just said that? Like,
Well, I almost wonder if we would put the algorithms or internet reference first before society won't ever tell you to slow down. Like, modern life moves too fast to have meaningful discovery and experience with other people. Algorithms are designed to steal your attention. Society won't ever tell you it's okay to slow down. Then that feels like maybe that leads together, flows together maybe.
it almost is like algorithms are designed to steal your attention, and the internet's filled with people who won't ever tell you it's okay to slow down.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like we're essentially talking about the problem is being online. Like,
yeah. Well, I think one of the challenges, like the internet is full of people that will tell you it's okay to slow down, but the algorithms won't let you slow down. It's like there actually is a lot of like permission going around the internet, but it's not accessible because the message doesn't match the platform. The message doesn't match the technology. So it's like, you can go on Instagram and like there's like, mental health is talked about all the time, but it's not actually provided. It's like if you're watching a TikTok video about mental health, you are not actually helping your mental health.
Like, the algorithms are the main reason the pace of life is so fast. Something like that.
I wouldn't want to say main reason, because I feel like there's too much disputable. Like, so I don't know. I don't know exactly how this will be used, but
Yeah.
my brain keeps going into like
No,
tighter
that's
pairings
good.
of like, algorithms speed things up.
Yeah.
Society doesn't let you slow down.
Yes.
You know,
I love that.
or something really tight and punchy. Algorithms speed things up, or
Yes.
the internet owns your attention, or the internet, the internet is built to own your attention. Um, Something like that is very like, oh yeah, that's true. Um, Speed things up.
And then it's I like this because it explains that, but then I think it's even almost okay if you just did that. Like it's tighter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I also think, yeah, I think that I agree, because I think I know what you mean. I know what you mean by giving those examples,
Yeah.
but
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 now
I
we
think we want
have
to be careful
yeah.
to
Go ahead.
like we don't want to give examples that are leaving the home, when ultimately the solution we're providing is to stay at
Yeah.
home.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
the real thing that people should be doing is going outside and going hiking. But Vinyl Moon is a good middle ground.
Yeah. For every if you can't go hike, here's the next best thing.
Yeah,
Let me explain.
yeah. If you're truly broken like the internet wants you to be, then
Yeah.
maybe you can at least get into vinyl.
But yeah, this is kind of this is essentially what we're looking to do. And
Yeah.
I'd say
Hey,
this is like
vinyl, it's like hiking, but for agoraphobes.
let's see. There. I'm gonna send this to you. Vitamin strategy sesh, and then we'll do the pre-sale page
Hmm.
next. And we'll call this a wrap. But do you feel like we got to a much better place? You feel more clear now?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And this feels like a skeleton on which like can hang a lot of different, like, can riff, like I can riff off of this. It's like,
Oh yeah.
I I might want to like put some of my own words on it, but it's like this skeleton can be like, version A, version B, version C, all trying out different phrasing and
Yeah.
different, but it's all versions of this. And I feel like this is such an awesome backbone of the kind of messaging and the holding someone's hand from like, right now, Vinylman's biggest issue has always been like, what's going on? What, like vinyl, like subscription
Yeah.
club, like mixtape, like there's too many data points hitting them at once.
Yeah.
And, this idea of really very delicately and gently guiding someone through the process and priming the pumps so that they're understanding just what you need them to understand in the right order. And this
Yes,
feels really
exactly.
powerful.
I love
Yeah.
it. And it's I like call it the narrative. It's like now I could go on. It's like, oh yeah, like even if we're on a podcast, it's like, hey, do you ever feel, Brandon, like life's going so much faster? Like you literally don't have
Yeah.
time for like experiences and hanging out with some people and like discovering new things. Like when we were kids, we literally like I could just riff for hours. We literally remember putting
Yeah.
like this little card in your spokes and going riding to a buddy's house. And like that was what life was. That's what makes it so special. And like if you go on YouTube, you can look at like nostalgia tracks and you can just go in the comments with the soundtracks. Have you ever seen those? And they go,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I love it. And they go through like it's 1996 and I'm riding my bike and the street lights are on. Like those were experiences, and like that's what makes up
Yeah.
our life, and that's
Well,
like ultimately it.
totally, and they were experiences that were shared by other people at the same
Yes,
time. I think that's
yeah,
also why these things are like, when was the last time we all felt like we experienced the same culture? Well, it was 90s, early
yeah,
2000s, when we all saw the same movies, we all watched the same TV shows, and we all listened to the same music. And it's like the internet promised us that life would be better if we could be in our own little niches, but I think we're all feeling that that's not really true, that we miss having a communal collective experience.
yeah. I think that's it right there. When was the last? So this is like the infinite hook. Basically, like even on my TikTok, I do like, hey, what is? I'll say, this coffee machine reminds me of your AOV. Let me explain. And so like
Yeah,
everything is just going to be that. Like this lamp reminds me of your landing page. Let me explain. And so like
yeah,
everything is just related to like that thing, and then me in marketing, and then I can make it make sense because I just love marketing and always think about that stuff. But I think for
yeah.
yours, like when was the last time and then it's something meaningful, experience or discovery, like discovered a song for the first time. Modern life, and then you go into unaware. Modern life moves too fast, and so on. And like this is where I feel like we'll feed this if you're open to it. Some people don't like
Yeah.
using ChatGPT. We don't have to, but
Sure.
I usually will take this and make a custom GPT, and we can do
Yeah.
it here. And then I can share a link with you to that. And that way, then that thing will give us, this will be like the brain of it. And it will
Yeah.
give us different concepts or variations of copy. And we can use it for the 5 reasons why and all of that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. So yeah, that's kind of how we would do it. So this is like the formula for the hook, at least at a high level. And then it goes into all of this. So I shared this with you as well. But we'll
Cool.
wrap up this session, and then we'll write the copy for the pre-sale page and put it here. And then on the next session, we'll go into Replo. And before that, we'll set up Replo. So that way I can get into your Replo account, and I'll build it live with you right now on the page, at least the structure of it.
Okay.
Cool.